All right. Hello, everybody. What is up? Okay, so welcome. This is actually the first live video in a long time. We're gonna start doing this kind of thing on Tuesdays, I believe. My normal Tuesday videos are for now going to be this. Um, excuse me. The mental health and productivity videos are going to be done live now because I think it'll be cool to have some interaction between us. And I also think it'll be really cool to, I think it'll be a little bit better, a little more genuine, maybe a little more authentic to talk about this stuff in real time. Yeah, very cool. I have some notes that I'm going to be talking about. And the main topic today, I'm talking through, the main topic today is sorry, I'm just trying to get the live stream up on the Facebook. The Facebook. God, I'm getting old. Um, so the whole idea, the whole thing that we're talking about today is should you keep work hours? Should I keep work hours as a freelance musician? I mean, that's really the name of the game right here. Really quick, welcome you guys. My name is Avi from justrightmusic.com. Can't believe I didn't introduce myself earlier. And this is new. We're live. I believe that mental health and productivity are interconnected, especially for us musicians and entrepreneurs. And like I was saying, I think this is going to be a much more genuine format for all of us, and I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun time. Yeah. Okay. So let's get this up. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and bell below for videos weekly, 2 times, one live, one regular, each week, helping you write better music, get better at songwriting, composing, all that fun stuff, as well as as well as helping you stay sane as an artist. Cool. That's the whole thing. Very, very cool. So like what I was saying, I want to talk about keeping work hours as a musician, as a freelancer. I think this stuff is really, really important. And the main reason why I say that is because aren't we not supposed to do that? Aren't we supposed to be these these free thinkers, right? We are supposed to be these free spirits. And that just blows my mind that we're not. Oh man. Sorry, I can't really tell if the audio is coming through. Oops. Well, I guess I'll just find out at the end. It's the first time I'm doing this, so please bear with me. I feel like work hours get a bad rep for musicians, for freelancers. Not really for freelancers, but specifically freelance musicians. Like wouldn't we have 9 to 5 jobs if that's what we were going to choose to do with our time? Wouldn't we just have a regular job? Wouldn't we just be a music teacher at a school or something like that? Like a public school or a private school, like an actual like K through 12 institution. And maybe, but but you know what? If a 9 to 5 doesn't work for you, that's totally fine too. If it's working, you're able to make a comfortable living for yourself, and you're able to make your life happen. Cool, whatever. That's totally fine. That happens. But that wasn't happening for me. So I know I needed to make a change. And a lot of musicians struggle with this too. They struggle with pretty basic business principles like structures and like routine. And that's why I want to share with how work hours helped me specifically, because I thought that was because it really has helped a ton. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, I just want one more time. Just trying to figure out how to. This is a lot harder to do on the iPad app for Facebook than it seems. This is so silly. Oh well. crazy, man. Crazy. Oh, here we go. Interacting differently. There we go. We got Facebook up. Hello, Facebook. Thank you for joining us. Just going to get this up there. Apologies. Okay. So we are talking about. So today we're talking about. So today we're talking about how to make work hours work for us as musicians and as freelancers, because it's tough. The whole conceit of this live video here is to show you guys to tell you guys why work hours work for me and how I think it's going to work for you and why I think it's going to work for you. Cool. So the first thing I want to share, the first big reason why work hours worked for me was work hours provide structure and routine. You know, one of the big things about being a freelancer is that you don't have anyone telling you when to work and when not to work. And that can be a little bit tricky. It can get a little bit tricky because we're not good at necessarily checking that out. Like, we're not good at doing that for ourselves. Have you ever tried to be your own boss? Because that's what freelancing is. It is not easy. And if you have a deadline on a Monday and it's Friday and you haven't started, well, that sucks. That's not good time management skills. I've been there. And I definitely worked all weekend in order to make that deadline. Or maybe I worked all through the night during some weeknights, and that messed up the entire rest of my day, of my week. Hello, hey everybody. Hey Emily, how you doing? Hello Robert, thank you for watching. Yeah, for those who want to do what we want, it's so difficult because we have to be our own boss. We have to be our own limiter, essentially. We have to almost, in a way, self-parent. But when you start to work, when you start to keep work hours, something really cool happens. You get your nights and weekends back, which is really cool. And the big part about this is that you're no longer, when your friends who do have 9 to 5 jobs, when we are able to hang out with friends again, when they are hanging out on the weekends, you can hang out too. Or if they're trying to get together after work and you don't have a gig or anything, gigs even happen anymore, then cool, look at that. Well, you can actually go out with your friends. You can have a similar life and work-life balance as they do. And the reason why this type of structure exists, why work hours exist in the first place for people, is because they're good for our mental health. Routine is good for our mental health. We crave structure. When we're kids, we're always, no matter what, given structure. We're always told where to go, what to eat, when to eat, everything, every little thing. We are told what to do. And in college, when we get further along as we grow up, that just becomes even more, that sticks around. We go to college. Okay, we have schedules, we have classes we have to go to. If we're not there at a specific time, well, guess what? You can fail. You get, especially like in some classes in college, if you are late or even are absent 3 times, you fail. That's a pretty intense consequence. And the consequence when you're a freelance musician is you don't make rent, or you're not able to actually go out and get yourself a gig. That's tough. But work hours can help alleviate that because they also make you feel professional. When you sit down, you tell yourself that you're going to start working at 9 a.m. every single day, or every weekday, not on the weekends. Don't work on the weekends, people. When you're going to sit down and tell yourself every weekday you're going to start work at 9 a.m., just like everybody else, that's pretty powerful. You start to feel like you're at work. You don't feel like you're trudging along to an office because you're not. You're probably working from home. Most musicians, freelance musicians, are working from home these days. And that's totally cool. You just saunter off to your desk just like everybody else does these days. but you're still the boss. You can still tell yourself that you can still give yourself a day off. You can still give yourself the morning off if you really want to. You are still in charge of that, but you're also making a commitment to yourself. And that's another thing, commitment. Commitment is an interesting concept because we are all, as musicians and artists, we're committed to our craft. If we are freelancers, if we're committed to making a living with our craft, that is tricky. Suddenly we are in this kind of cognitive dissonance where we're told we're supposed to be completely passionate, only passionate about our art. We're not supposed to necessarily do it for work, or we're selling out or something. Well, work hours alleviate this cognitive dissonance because it forces us to view music as our job. It forces us to do it. And that's really important too, because it immediately allows you to separate work from play. The kind of thing that, the things that are actually making you money, making you able to feed yourself and pay rent and shelter yourself, but also the things that you're doing for yourself as an artist, as just as a passion project, something that's not contributing to your income. And that is the most important thing here. When you're able to make that distinction, you're able to really clearly define exactly what is going on. It brings the activities that you are doing that actually pay the bills into focus. And that allows you to focus on them more so you can make a better living for yourself. And when you're making a better living, you're feeling a little bit better mentally, and you feel better about, well, you feel better about yourself. And that's huge. Feeling good about yourself is tight. Believe me. But that brings up another question though, because if we're keeping work hours, we also have to know why and what we're going to do. Not why, sorry. We also have to know what we're going to do in those work hours. Right? We have to come up with some type of idea. We have to fill that time with something. And that's immediately great because it creates a foundation and a need for strategic thinking, for projecting what we want in our career out of our week, in that week out of our career, or in a month out of our career. It forces us to think like that. It forces us, which is great because work hours, they automatically require trajectory. We have to know what we're going to do every day. You know, even if you keep a schedule, even if you only keep a schedule mentally, you're starting to think about keeping a schedule. Think about what am I going to do today rather than what do I feel like doing today or what do I not feel like doing today? That's a big one. That's a big one for me. And I've done plenty of videos about why, maybe not plenty, like two. I've done a couple of videos on why I think schedules are really, really helpful and how they're great for mental health and great for productivity and getting yourself to actually work on your craft and practice. And I stand by that. And keeping work hours is a really helpful way to get yourself to push yourself a little bit if you find yourself struggling and resistant to keeping a schedule, which I for sure, I was and still am resistant to a schedule. But by keeping work hours, I'm able to successfully not just keep the schedule, but start to actually project my desire world, into the future of how I want my career to go on a weekly, on a daily, on a weekly, and on a monthly basis. Even yearly, you start to get into get into this attitude of, hey, what do I want to do? What do I want to do today? How am I going to further my career, further myself, further my craft? And that is absolutely huge. Work hours can be powerful. And I struggled with it. I know you guys are probably struggling with this too. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're just sitting there staring at me like, dude, I am an artist. Why would I put myself under that type of limitation? Why would I just be a 9 to 5 worker drone like everybody else? And the reality is that you're not. You won't be. What you're doing is utilizing a practiced are utilizing a proven business practice because you, as a freelance musician, are a one person business. So what you can do is you can Oh, excuse me, just lost my train of thought. So, what you can do to, wow. And I recognize that this isn't for everyone, but if you aren't necessarily like business minded, I certainly am not like naturally business minded. It helps to push you through that door. I had a mentor once who told me, I saw her talk, and she had this great line. She said that as artists, we have to wear a ton of different hats. We have to wear our freelance, our business hat, our creator hat, our marketing hat, and it's hard to learn all of these skills. That's tough, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. In fact, it means we absolutely need to do it because if we don't, we may not succeed at our chosen career, and that's okay. That's okay to not sit to not it's okay to feel like you're failing. What counts is coming back to the practice. I don't always succeed every day. Sometimes I'm just like, "Hey, I'm not gonna work today." But I have that power because I'm still the boss, and I'm choosing to utilize this structure, to utilize work hours as a way to empower me so that I can have the flexibility if I'm having a really crappy day and I don't wanna do anything that day. Or maybe I'm having or maybe I'm just, like, really focused and in the zone and I wanna keep working all night, but I know that's not good for me. So I stop myself. My personal cutoff, I won't stop. I will stop working no matter what is happening. I will stop working at 7 p.m. no matter what. Mostly it's 6 p.m. Have a little bit of a buffer there. But I will just stop no matter what's happening. Even if I don't, I'm trying to get a video out for the next day because these are happening last minute and I don't have it, I'm still not going to do it. I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and try and get ahead on it that way, but I'm not absolutely not going to work past my 7 p.m. cutoff because it's not good for my mind. And I guarantee you, working on weekends, working all night and not working during the day is probably taking a toll on your mental health too. And again, this is okay if that's just the way you operate. If you're a night owl or if you just are and you're killing it, you know, that's totally fine. That's totally cool. Keep killing it. Keep doing your thing and if it's working for you. But if it's not, and if you're struggling and you just don't know what to do and you feel like you're lost in your career and you're just sitting in the same apartment or house day after day, try adding some structure into your life. And the best and easiest way I think to start is with work hours. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this helped in some way. I know it was a little bit, there was some ups and downs there for sure, but this was the first time I'm doing this, and I think it turned out fairly okay. Yeah. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell below for more of this stuff coming at you. We're going to talk about productivity. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about, for the people on Facebook, like the page or head to the YouTube and do like the video because I want get over there. Get over to YouTube. YouTube is where stuff's happening. Hi YouTube. You guys are great. We're hanging out. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, comment below with what you think about keeping work hours as a freelancer, especially as a freelance musician, where we're supposed to be these, you know, free spirited artists who do as we please. We don't have to be. We can just be normal people because, weirdly enough, that can actually add some strange pressure to the mix. You're supposed to be inspired and free all the time, and you're not supposed to be an actual person that's supposed to live and pay for things like everybody else. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will catch you next time. Peace out.